Hi guys, my name is Adnan Shabi. I am targeted individual and I'm here to expose the gang stalkers and their tricks of black magic. In this case, something very important, it's called the fear of light. This is some kind of a black magic. So the manipulator, the gang stalker, he cannot gain access to the property. So what they do, they use a third party. They call it a triangulation. So what he has to do is to have to get the landlord to gain access to the property and perform the black magic, and I'm going to show you how they do that. So what's happened with me is I was in my place like now, and all of a sudden the light cut off, and the next day the landlord gave me a call. He said he wanted to gain access to the property. So the whole thing is a piece of theater planned by the gang stalker for the, what's his name, the landlord to come inside the property, and he's gonna perform the black magic. So what happened is, he came in here, inside the property, and what he has to do is the first stage is to deactivate the protective light around my body. So I've got the protective light. This is around my body. Of me seeing him, the landlord, coming to my place, is already in my mind, is up to something. So I've got negative thoughts towards him. So when I see him, automatically I'm suspicious about him because I relate him to the gang stalkers. So next thing what happened is to activate the anxiety before the actual black magic performance. As I mentioned before in my video, black magic is all about the noise, fear of noise. Once the fear of noise is activated, the person becomes depersonalized. They activate the right ear. This is the most important one, is the outer hair cells. That's the one that it's gonna transmit the noise to the brain as a danger, depersonalize the person, send the body into a state of emergency, and that's what they need. So what the landlord is done, first of all, he said to me he wanted access to the fuse box. I'll show you where the fuse box is. So what you see behind me is the fuse box. The gang stalker, they coached him to make a noise with a fuse box. I'll show you how he's going to do that. That noise activates the anxiety, the frequency, reposition the outer ear hair cells, transmit the noise as a danger. So this person, the landlord in front of me, it becomes a negative energy, and now he's gonna plant a spell and he's gonna perform the black magic, and I'm gonna show you how he's gonna do that. So the noise depersonalize the person. That's the protective light around our body becomes deactivated. The person becomes outside themselves. Once the person outside themselves, what they need is the right side of the brain to upload the anxiety. And what happened? Why they activate fear of light? Because what they want is the targeted individual 24/7 outside themselves. So the moment they press the switch, the light switch, the noise from the light switch will already activate their anxiety. The noise frequency, reposition the outer ear hair cells, and it's like an alarm bell, and bang, the anxiety gets activated, the person that become there outside themselves, and the light sends frequency inside the human body. So what happened next? When you're watching television, flick on your iPhone or laptop or an iPad, because you're outside yourself, you're not inside yourself. All the noises around you, this is when you are cohering. All the noise spreads out. But when you're outside yourself, all the frequencies from the television goes right in, right inside your body, right inside the nerve system. All the frequencies, voice frequencies, when you hear people talking on television, that was like an alarm bell, activates your anxiety. All that penetrates inside the nerve system of a human being. And what happened? You start having neck problems, shoulders, your arms, and you find a lot of people complaining with their hands, the heavy hands. All that frequency travel and builds up around the hands, hips, the back, and build pressure behind the eyes. And what happened is many people, they experience fatigue. They cannot make it out of bed because they feel tired all the time. And the same thing with the shower, same thing, you know, with wherever you went. For example, if you walk down the street and you're outside yourself, all the frequencies around you, surrounding the person, all penetrates inside the body. And don't forget, the gang stalker objective is to get you killed, suicide, or send you to prison. That's their objective. And now I'm going to show you what the landlord has done exactly and how he performed the black magic. So this is where the landlord came in, and this is the stairs which takes you downstairs, the building stairs. So he stood up right in here, and this is where the trick of the black magic. They call it fear of movement. So what happened is, he thinks that my body become depersonalized. He's working on the right eye. The right eye scans all the surrounding, rotates, and takes snapshot of all his movement. The ears take snapshot of every single word he says, and related to the manipulator, to the gang stalker. So if he points at something, the right eye is gonna follow his hand movement, and that's why he's gonna plant the spell. He's gonna plant it in the light. So when he's done, he said to me, "Oh, this is the emergency light." You see the hand movement? So he wanted me to follow his hand and look. My brain will take a snapshot. An intrusive thought jumps in before me. I make such a decision to my left side of the brain that this guy is coming just to fix the light. But the right side of the brain and left side of the brain, in between them, a jumps in thought, try to influence the brain. The light is very dangerous, it's a negative thought. And if the person is not quick enough to reverse such thought and say, no, he came just to fix the light. If the person doesn't say that, then what would happen next time when they switch on the light? The anxiety straight away comes on. It's like an alarm bell. And as long as the person is sitting down, I had the same experience myself. I sat down and I felt, oh, my arms getting heavy, my neck, eyes floaters, what they call, blurry vision, I start to see foggy world. So then I realized that it was because of the light. So what I had to do is I had to visualize the entire event again without him pointing to the light. So the left side of the brain send a message to the right side of the brain, correcting the event, adjusting it. You understand? So that's what's happened, so I can look at the light as normal as anything. And for people, they have no experience in this kind of field, so be careful when the landlord comes to your place. You have to be extra careful. This can really cause you a bigger problem. And this is what the landlord's trying to do. Those are invisible frequencies coming from television, from your iPhone, from iPad, from your computer. And the manipulator, the gang stalker, is very clever. They manipulate words, light, symbols, and all those kind of stuff. When you look at them, they activate your anxiety. They narrow your vision. You start shifting attention and paying attention. And that's what they want. And the next thing, what's happened now, those frequencies, as I mentioned, this is the outcome. Start having face feeling burns around the face. I had the same experience and I couldn't understand why. So it was because of the light, television, all those frequencies that were penetrating my nerve system and without me realizing. And I started feeling this kind of fatigue every time. So I realized he played a magic trick on me, and as I mentioned before, I managed to correct it. But for those of you who have no experience in this, when the landlord comes to your place or they send maintenance staff, you have to be extra careful and you have to watch out. Don't forget, they're not sending these people just for nothing, just like that, you know, just a piece of it. No, they mean it. They want to kill you. So you have to be extra careful and take care.